Why your brain replays embarrassing moments. Imagine it's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed. Everything is quiet. Then suddenly, your brain reminds you of that weird thing you said 8 years ago. And somehow it feels like it happened yesterday. Why? Why does your brain force you to relive embarrassing moments long after everyone else has forgotten them? The answer is stranger than you think. The survival glitch. Here's the funny thing. Most people believe they remember embarrassing moments because they were important. But that's not true. Your brain isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to protect you. Thousands of years ago, being rejected by your tribe could literally mean death. No tribe, no protection, no food, no survival. Your brain evolved to treat social mistakes as life or death situations. Today, you accidentally call your teacher mom. Your brain reacts as if you just got kicked out of the tribe. It pumps you full of the same stress chemicals your ancestors felt when they were being hunted. Same alarm system, completely different threat. The problem is, your brain never got the memo that the world changed. It's still running ancient software on modern hardware. The spotlight effect. But it gets worse. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. Most people think everyone is paying attention to them. They aren't. In one well-known study, participants were asked to wear an embarrassing shirt in public. They guessed that nearly half the room would notice and remember it. In reality, the actual number was far lower, because everyone else was busy thinking about themselves. Just like you are. Here's the strange part. The spotlight effect doesn't just make you overestimate how much people notice. It makes you overestimate how much people judge. Most people are too wrapped up in their own internal monologue to spend much energy analyzing yours. You are not the main character in their story. You're barely an extra. Why embarrassment sticks like glue? Think about the last embarrassing thing someone else did. Can you remember it? Probably not. But you can remember your own mistakes from years ago. That's because your brain stores information differently when your emotions are involved. Embarrassment acts like a highlighter. Your brain says, "Never do this again." And the memory becomes difficult to erase. This is actually tied to a part of your brain called the amygdala. It works like an emotional tagging system. The stronger the emotion attached to a memory, the more vivid and sticky that memory becomes. That's why you can't remember what you had for lunch 3 Tuesdays ago, but you can remember in painful detail the time you tripped in front of your entire class. Your brain didn't save the lunch, it had no emotional charge, but it saved the trip because it thought it was teaching you a survival lesson. The 2 a.m. replay. So why does this hit hardest at night specifically? During the day, your brain is busy. Inputs, decisions, distractions. But at night, when everything goes quiet, your brain has nothing left to filter through except itself. This is when your default mode network kicks in. The part of your brain responsible for self-reflection, daydreaming, and, yes, replaying old memories. Without new information competing for attention, old emotional memories surface easily. It's not that your brain chooses 2 a.m. to torment you. It's that 2 a.m. is simply the first quiet moment it's had all day to process something it filed under unfinished business. Nobody is studying you. Here's the part nobody talks about. The people judging you today, they're lying awake thinking about their own embarrassing moments, not yours. Everyone is the main character in their own story. Nobody is studying your mistakes the way you are. In fact, most people forget other people's mistakes remarkably fast, usually within days. Studies on memory and social perception consistently show this. We are far more forgiving of others' blunders than we are of our own, mostly because we never gave those blunders much attention in the first place. The person who saw you trip in the hallway in 9th grade, they've probably forgotten it completely. But you've kept the replay running for over a decade. How to actually quiet the replay? So if your brain is just running outdated software, can you update it? To some extent, yes. First, name what's happening. When the memory surfaces, recognize it for what it is. An outdated alarm, not a real threat. Just labeling it that way reduces its emotional intensity. Second, remember the math. If you've forgotten almost everyone else's embarrassing moments, statistically, they've forgotten yours too. Third, give your brain new information to process before bed. A few minutes of journaling, reading, or even mentally reviewing your day's actual events can occupy the same mental space your brain would otherwise spend replaying the past. None of this deletes the memory, but it changes the volume. So the next time it's 2 a.m. and your brain pulls up some embarrassing clip from your personal highlight reel, remember this, it's not because you're broken, it's because somewhere deep in your wiring, an ancient part of your brain still believes that one wrong sentence could get you kicked out of the tribe. It won't. You're safe. And somewhere out there, right now, someone else is lying awake, replaying their own embarrassing moment. Not yours, theirs. For more amazing videos like this, like, subscribe and join the conversation at LTH. Let's Talk Human.